पुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। गुकारो अन्धकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ प्रज्ञानां शुप्रतानै स्थिर भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ प्रज्ञानां शुप्रदाने स्थिरचरनिकरव्याप्तिभिर्व्याप्य लोकान् भुक्त्वा भोगान् स्तविष्ठान् पुनरभितिषणोद्भासितान् कामजन्यान् विद्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् सुविधि मधुरभुं मायया भोजयन्नः माया संज्ञास्तुरीयं परममृतमजं ब्रह्म यत्तन्नतोऽस्मि। यो विश्वात्मा विदिज विषयान् प्राश्य भोगान् स्तविष्ठान् पश्चाच्चान्यान् स्वमिति विभवान् ज्योतिषा स्वेन सूक्ष्मान् सर्वानेतान् पुनरभिशनैः स्वात्मनि स्थापयित्वा हित्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् विगत गुणगणः पात्वसौ नः तुरीयः। We already finished, I think, the 23rd verse. Correct, Kamila ji?
Yes. We completed
So
the
we have
23rd and the 24th. We are about to
20.
start the 25th.
Okay, great. Fine. Namaste, all of you. One of our auspicious day is coming on next Wednesday. To remember our traditional teachers and to revere and mark our gratitude, what they have given us. We already know that they are not gypsies like we can see people in the other countries, you know. They don't stick with homes. They don't stick in one place. They don't have a proper routine. They are not connected with anybody in the world. They don't have any commitment towards a single individuality or personality. All these things are very much same like the gypsies we saw in some other countries. Here, the traditional teacher is a person who gone through the Vedas thoroughly by his teacher, by the help of his teacher. For a length of time, they study these scriptures properly. They act according to the studies what they got from the teacher. And the entire personality is according to the teachings what they have received from their teacher. And after these studies, there is no more attachment towards the world. At the same time, the respect towards the world and creation is 100%. When you have respect towards the world and people, you don't do wrong thing in the life, in your life or towards them. That is the difference between gypsies and the traditional teachers. Their lifestyle is much less similar to a gypsy, but the attitude is very different and very opposite from the gypsies. They don't have any connection towards the world. At the same time, they have total respect towards the world and creation and the people and the creatures of this creation. They help them, they support them, they go along with them in a need, they make them to survive for another day to live. In spite of all the obstacles for them while supporting the others, they continue to support the entire creation in spite of their body, in spite of their situations, in spite of all their personal issues. They love to support other living beings and people. A commitment is being promised after studying the scriptures towards the creation. But there is no worldly attachment like what others have. You know, you help somebody so that they will help you in course of time in a need. There is always an expectation in the help and support towards others. But it's very unique for their traditional teacher. They don't expect anything from others while supporting others. Completely, they are helping you without an expectation by receiving something or a necessity will be covered by the people around me. That type of any thought will not be there for a traditional teacher. That's why the teaching is so clear. So you respect the creation in all ways. You don't keep their account of what you have done towards them. You do and you forget what you have done to them. Good things, any type of support in their life. That is why the lifestyle seems to be like a gypsy. A traditional teacher will not stick in one place more than 3 days. Not talking about the people right now, what we are available. Even I don't travel anymore because the time has changed, everything has changed. I stick with my place and I teach my teachings. The situation has changed. The scenario is entirely different from what we are having before 2000 years. So a traditional teacher do his job by teaching what he has received from his traditional teacher. He create a maturity in the disciple to do the right things at any situation, in spite of all the pressures inside. A traditional teacher is Shanto Dando Nivasanti Santaha Vasandavat Lokahitam Charantaha Tirnaha Swayam Bhima Bhavarnavam Aheduna Anyanabi Tarayantaha. A beautiful verse from Viveka Chudamani by Adi Shankaracharya. Shando Danto, Shantaha Cha Dantaha Cha. They are mastered their mind. They mastered their mind, they mastered their senses, they mastered their body. What is called mastering? Controlling. What is called controlling? You don't do what is not to be done. This is called controlling. You only do what is needed, what is right. Up to that, you are not master of your own senses. But here, after studying the traditional teachings from their teacher, they are totally master on their senses and their body. Vasandavat loka hitam charantaha. Spring is a season everybody enjoys. All the trees will make us happy by giving their fruits. All the birds are ready. All the animals will come around after the winter and rain season. They enjoy the world and the forest. Vasandavat loka hitam charantaha. Without expecting anything in return, the trees used to give the fruits for everybody. That is the importance of the trees. That is the unique quality of trees to be studied. You do whatever you can do for others. Don't expect anything from them. You already forgot all the things what you have done for them. So without any expectancy, like the trees used to give fruits for everybody who come towards them. Similarly, the teacher give teachings and also support when there is a need for the person who is suffering with a lot of issues with the mind and etc. etc. Vasandavat loka hitam charanta. Wherever they go, the people will feel happiness because they don't radiate the unhappiness towards anybody. Like the worldly people used to radiate unhappiness. If you are a friend with somebody who is always sad and having some problem with the husband or child, they always complain to you and they radiate their own sadness and you will also get tired, This group of people, one who is called guru or traditional teacher, They don't radiate any sadness towards anybody. That is why if you go near and sit without talking anything, still you will be feeling happy. What I want to say, Tirnaha Swayam Bhima Bhavarnavam. They already crossed over the ocean of death and birth, samsara. All sadness, all limitations, all kind of worries, something related to body, which is a superimposition, and they came to know from their traditional teacher. Tirnaha Swayam Bhima Bhavarna. Still the story continues. They help others also to cross over the samsara. They don't advertise that I can help everybody to cross over these sorrows and worries. They just sit in one place, and people who came to know the value of this person because of their own punya, their own good deeds, they come near to them and they will receive the same teaching what they have received from their teacher. And he will remove all kinds of darkness which were there for decades, for births. So dispelling the darkness, dispelling the pressure of body, mind, sense complex, they will show the reality. They will give the guidance towards the goal. They will help us to live a life without doing any wrong thing towards world and people. Tirnaha Swayam Bhima Bhavarnava. They cross over this ocean and they will help others also to cross over this ocean. One who come towards us in spite of any gender, like behind my picture, whether it is a boy, whether it is a female, whether it is an old person, Guru have only thing to give is clear knowledge towards them about the goal and take away their own unhappiness from them. So that's why he is called Guru in Indian tradition. One who make us to cross over this death and birth ocean, and one who make us to see the goal of a human being. One who takes away all kinds of ignorance from our mind. One who make us to know, one who help to recognize us, what is the liberation already existing with us. So a lot of things at the same time. He will be our parents, he will be our friend, he will be our brother, he will be our sister, he will be everything. Guru is something beyond the range, So Gugaro Antakaro Vai, one who dispels the darkness of the human mind, the notions pending for last several births. Rukarastan Nivartakaha. Giving the Atmajnanam, knowledge about the self, will eradicate all kinds of illusions and limitations and unhappiness from our mind. By giving the knowledge of self, he makes us fulfill. Our duty is to achieve the human goal. So, Anthakara Nirodhitvad Gurirityabhidhiyate. One who dispels the darkness through parting the knowledge of self towards us, and also give the guidance towards the real goal of a human being. He is called Guru. And the particular day of Vedavyasa birthday, Vedavyasa Jayanti, Ashada Purnima. Upcoming Wednesday is the full moon day. On that day, before 6,000, 7,000 years ago, Vedavyasa, the Vyasa, the teacher who comes right in the middle of the series of traditional teachers, a strong pillar, one who sought out all four Vedas and made it clear. And this Jayanti, his birthday, is being celebrated in the entire world wherever there are traditional teachers and disciples are there. They celebrate this day to adore, to revere, to mark the gratitude towards a traditional teacher, what they have given for the world. Somebody give flowers, somebody give garland, somebody give car, somebody give house, somebody give money, somebody give whatever they can give according to their strength. And we are respecting the knowledge what they have given. We are not respecting that body which is limited. We are respecting the knowledge what they have given through presenting something for them. Like in a birthday, we go to a house with some presents like that. Total surrender is the most valuable presence for the Guru by a disciple. You surrender towards them. That means you surrender towards the knowledge. Guru is not interested of surrendering of anybody. There is no master-slave role in Guru and a disciple. The disciple know the value of the knowledge, and to give the reverence to the value, they surrender towards the feet of Guru, which is the guidance towards the goal. And he keep all the things, whatever he has. In the Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad, a king called Janashruti keep his entire country, her daughter and all the belongings like ornaments, clothes, etc. towards an honor of a bullock cart, because Raikwa is a Brahmavidya Acharya. And he received the knowledge from the Raikwa after keeping all the things, whatever. He is not interested, but he keep everything, because you cannot value something which is beyond all our range, which will not belong to our empirical plane. Brahmavidya is something which is beyond everything. So this auspicious day, what we call Guru Purnima, a full moon day which falls on this Wednesday on 2026 July, Ashada Purnima. And we mark our gratitude towards them, and we celebrate in a traditional way of giving a puja and all other traditional upacharas, formalities. We are all away from one to one. So no need to worry about the celebration. Once we are going to be together and celebrate Guru Puja in a proper way with the tradition. May the foremost traditional teachers help us, protect us, support us to go in this pursuit without any obstacles and to reach the goal in course of time. And if there is a life after that, may they help us to support others also, and may give the insight and the light towards the path so that I can travel safely to reach the goal. So this is the importance of Guru Puja, Vedavyasa Jayanti. One of the traditional teacher, Vedavyasa, and his birthday is celebrated as Guru Puja. This is enough. And you pray on that day to receive all the blessings from the traditional teachers. Every day, our mantras are to be chanted, Shruti Smriti, what Kamila ji is now showing through papers. Maybe in the next class or other class, it will be displaying on the screen. I will help her and we will put in the screen so that it will be helpful for them to read more than what we see now. Okay. So daily you chant these prayers, that itself will tap all the blessings from the Guru, and the grace will be there wherever there is a need in this day-to-day life. Okay. Now we will enter into the Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad. So we are in the 25th verse, and I will read the verse and I will give you the meaning. Sambhute rabhavadacha sambhava pradishidyate konvenam janayedidi karanam pradishidyate. Once more. Sambhute rabhavadacha sambhava pradishidyate konvenam janayedidi karanam pradishidyate. Remember, we are in the third section of Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad. The third section of Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad has only one fact in very strong way to make understand the disciple with all kinds of logic. The Shruti sentences are being assimilated by the human mind by the help of some logic. So here, there is a verse in another Upanishad, Ishavasya Upanishad, verse number 12. Andham tama pravishyandi ye asambhutim upasate tado bhuya ivate tamo eu sambhutyam rataha. Ishavasya Upanishad, which is from the Shukla Yajurveda, 12th verse. This Upanishad refutes the puja towards Sambhuti. Few traditional teachers take Sambhuti as the firstborn Hiranyagarbha, the Almighty, All Majesty from the standpoint of creation and the creatures. All the creatures are ready to come out and they are in the full potential inside somebody's stomach or inside somebody's brain. Then it's called Hiranyagarbha. A Hiranyagarbha is a cosmic individual which has form. Name is Hiranyagarbha. He carries the entire creation in his womb or in his brain. And he will spread all the entire creation in the right time. So there are meditations towards Hiranyagarbha. And this meditation is done along with some rituals. So meditation and rituals together. Knowledge about the Hiranyagarbha and doing some rituals towards Hiranyagarbha so that I will achieve some other worlds where forefathers are been there or some other place like heaven, etc., etc. This is called Sambodhi Upasana, a meditation towards Hiranyagarbha and doing some rituals which are prescribed in the first portion of Vedas, Karmakala. But Ishavasya Upanishad negates Sambodhi Upasana is not needed. Understand the knowledge about the self. If you come to know your own intrinsic nature, there is no need of Sambodhi Upasana in order to achieve certain worlds and certain things. You are not interested anymore in the ritualistic portions and the rituals which are there in the ritualistic portions. You are not interested to go anywhere in other worlds. You are happy here. And when you give up the body, you just go away. You just go away mean your body will be no more. You are not going to come anymore here. You are in the form of self, which is pure consciousness. What I want to say, Sambodhi Upasana is condemned. Sambodhehe abhavatascha sambhava pradishidhyate. Creation is being refuted. By condemning the Hiranyagarbha, the creation is refuted. I already mentioned you, few traditional teachers take Sambodhi as Hiranyagarbha, but few teachers take Sambodhi as creation itself. And Sambodhi and Sambhavaha are synonymous for them. So that creation is being condemned in the Ishavasya Upanishad, so that creation is refuted by other Upanishads. This is the first meaning of the first line. Remember, two meanings. If you take Sambodhi as Hiranyagarbha, the Prathamacha, the first person who carry the entire creation inside the womb or inside the head in the form of names and forms, that potential personality is called Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is negated in the Ishavasya Upanishad, so that Srishti is also negated. And other group of traditional teachers take the Sambodhi as the same meaning Sambhava, creation. Creation is refuted in the Ishavasya Upanishad, so that creation is also condemned or refuted by us. Then the second verse, see the meaning? Konvenam janaye didi aksheparte kaha. Something which is eternal cannot have a birth. Konvenam janayet. There is no Hiranyagarbha, so there is no cause for this self. If you say Hiranyagarbha is there, myself also is a product of Hiranyagarbha as my body. But Hiranyagarbha itself is negated by the Ishavasya Upanishad, so that the cause being negated, the product is also negated, or the process of production is negated, so that self is not a product which came out of a cause. And another meaning is, another part is that Karanam Pradishidyate. The cause of entire thing is being negated. When there is no cause, there is no product. That means creation itself is negated by condemning the Hiranyagarbha or Sambhutihi, so that there is no point of giving some reality for the creation. Thus, Hiranyagarbha or creation is being refuted by the Ishavasya Upanishad. Meditation of Hiranyagarbha along with the rituals which are preferred in the ritualistic portion is not also being accepted by the traditional teachers. Why? Hiranyagarbha itself is not there. What is the point of Hiranyagarbha meditation? Thus, who will give a birth when Hiranyagarbha itself is denied or condemned or refuted? The cause being not there, it is not a product also. Karanam pradishidyade, so that it's also not a cause. The entire meaning is like this. Other Upanishad says that there is no Hiranyagarbha who is the first name and form before all names and forms, so that who will give a birth, or who will become the cause for the product of an individual self. There is no cause, there is no product, and there is no origination, or there is no Hiranyagarbha which is being refuted by another Upanishad. Now we will go through the Bhashya. Bhashya is bit lengthy. We are going to stick with that because one of the beautiful Bhashyas. We will go step by step. First, the commentator Adi Shankara quotes the words Andham tama pravishyandi ye sambhutim upasade. That verse, Ishavasya Upanishad 12th verse, in that, idi sambhudehe upasyatva abhavadad sambhavaha pradishidyate. Sambhuti is being negated, through that creation is also negated. When the creator is negated, creator itself is not there. What is the point of accepting the creation? Nahi paramarthadaha sambudayam sambudaha tad abhavadaha upavadyate. Nahi, effect is real, then the cause is also real. But if the cause itself is not real, the effect is also not real. Then there is a Purvapakshi, an opposition, ask his question. Nanu vinashena sambhudehe samuchaya vidhi arthaha. Sambhudi abhava. Hey, this condemnation is to be understood properly. Without having the rituals along with the meditation of Sambhuti, it is not possible of attaining the heaven or other worlds by the meditation on Sambhuti. You have to go along with the rituals when you do the meditation of Hiranyagarbha. This is the meaning which is to be taken by this verse of Gaudapada Acharya. I will give you in a proper way. The condemning of Sambhuti, the Hiranyagarbha, is to be understood like this. You cannot go only through meditation, or you cannot do only meditation towards Hiranyagarbha. You should also do the rituals along with that. Samuchayam, combination. Jnana karma combination is a confusion. I will give you a logic, because this portion is a logic. This portion is talking about logic. I would also like to give logic. We all know that any action is preceded by a desire towards something. If there is no desire towards anything, there is no action from your side, correct? You should know the first line. Any action is possible only when you have a desire to achieve something. When there is no desire, there is no room for action from you. Desire can only come from the limited mind or a small mind. When you are lacking something inside, you have some desire to achieve that. Smallness is the part of human body. Smallness can only come, or illegitimacy can only come when you take yourself misunderstood that you are a human body. And the wrong information is a product from the ignorance of something proper. So ignorance being the cause for the wrong information is the cause for the limitation. Limitation is the cause for the desire. Desire is the cause for the karma. Suppose if you come to know your own intrinsic nature, you are free from ignorance, then you are not having any problem with the wrong information. You don't have any wrong information. Wrong information can only come from an ignorant personality about something which is to be known. So, at last we come to a conclusion that action can only come from an ignorant personality. Any action of marriage, action of love affair, action of having a parentage of brother, daughters and a son, or having a business in different countries, any kind of activities in the world which is very deep, everything can come only due to our ignorance. Ignorance is the root cause for all our actions. This is the logic. Suppose if you come to know the intrinsic nature of yourself, the word suppose is to be understood properly. There are chances not to understand the real nature in this life. Most of the people die without knowing who they are, real nature of them. So that is why suppose Atmanam Ched Vijaniyat Brihadaranyaka Upanishad Tripti Deepa Prakaranam in Panjadishi. Atmanam Ched. Suppose a person comes to know the real nature of oneself. That second, that time itself, all kinds of ignorance has gone. When there is no ignorance, you don't have any wrong ideas inside you about your laxity of the body. When you are Atman, you are self, you are not body, and the limitation of the body not pertaining to you. At the same time, you can be body and you can be Atma. This is not possible. If you are Atman, self, you are not. If you are body, you don't have the knowledge about Atma. And when the traditional teacher, by his all kinds of effort, really speaking, they work overtime to make you understand. Because Atma Vidya is something they like to give somebody who came towards them. Because this is not everybody's cup of tea. Everybody will not go to a person who studied properly and sit alone. People are behind money, people are behind sensual pleasures, people are behind newly registered car. People are behind a lot of things. Why they want to go to a traditional teacher? Who is sitting under a tree and looking at the birds and the squirrels? But somebody will be definitely there to go towards them. Because as long as Upanishads are there will be somebody to study that. You don't worry, if you don't want to study, you can continue without studying. But there will be always somebody to study. And very rare, not a lot of people, it's not a hit movie. It's something related to one's own nature. So very few people have the capacity to go near to them. So somehow a person comes to know the knowledge about the self and he is recognized himself. There is no limitations, there is no worries, there is no issues, and I am always full. Purnamada Purnamidam. Then there will be always freedom from action. Naishkarmya Siddhi. A state of having no actions. And how can you samuchaya? There can be a combination of knowledge and karma. Karma is completely opposite towards the knowledge. If you get the knowledge, you cannot involve in karma. If you are doing karma, it means that you don't have the knowledge about reality, the self. Here there is a confusion. That's why I explained all these things which are out of context. Samuchaya vidhi artaha sambodhi abhavata. Sambodhi is condemned to make us sure that Sambodhi should be meditated along with the rituals. Sambodhi cannot be meditated. If you meditate, there is no result. You will not reach the right place. If you meditate along with the rituals, then you will get the proper benefits. This is the meaning of condemnation. Yatha Andham tama pravishyanti ye avidyam upasade idi. You will fall into more blind if you go along with only the ritualistic portion. You have to combine the names and forms and the rituals. You meditate on somebody like Ganesha, Saraswati, Vishnu, and do the rituals pertaining towards that deity. Then you will get all the results and benefits from the what is told in the Vedas. This is the meaning of the consumption of the meditation of Sambodhi. It is that you should not only meditate on the Hiranyagarbha or the creation, you have to do the rituals also at the same time, simultaneously. Then Shankara answered towards his foolish question. Anyway, Shankara don't insult anybody, whether they ask a small question or big question. This is the attitude of a jnani. Once you comes to know the reality of the world and people, you have some mercy towards the people who come towards you to ask question. Out of ignorance, they are coming towards me. I should clarify them and I should make them to see the reality. What a beautiful way to deal with the world. No other culture promote this type of behavior towards any name and form. In other country, they don't respect any name and form. Even what to talk about India. Indian people also, most of them don't respect any other name from any other inferior name and form. Like, they also like beef like in the other country. They also like ham like in the other country. They also eat chicken. They also eat everything like what they got from the other country. The respect is not being delivered by everybody, even in India. So the point is, like other countries, we are also having some problem now. But few are there who have studied under a traditional teacher properly. They respect scorpion. They respect snakes. They respect trees. They respect the butcher. They respect the dog. They respect their parents. They respect everything what is sentient and insentient, because there is only one God in the names and names and forms are many. Some are sentient, some are insentient. This is why we have a beautiful culture which help us to give total dignity, total score for everybody in the world. If you see a dog who is searching food in the street, you give 100 mark towards that dog out of 100. You respect that. Not like any other person. Why should I give preference for this street dog? It's a street dog. I am a collector, or I am a servant, government servant, or I am a person who is having some job, house, and children. Why should I give a place for this street dog? People don't have time to think about others' life. This is another way. So, Shankara says that you are right. He's still like this. Satyam eva. Shankara says that Satyameva. Devada darshanasya sambudhi vishayasya vinasha shabda vajyasya cha karmanaha samuchaya vidanartaha sambhutya abhavata. You are right. Devada darshanasya. There is a name and form, a deity. Sambodhi vishayasya, which is connected with the meditation on Sambodhi. Vinasha shabda vajyasya cha karmana. The connection of Sambodhi is an action, and action should be performed along with the meditation towards Sambodhi, so that Vinasha आख्यस्य कर्मणः समुच्चय विधान विनाश शब्दवाच्यस्य च कर्मणः. The word vinashaha is to be understood as karmanaha. The results which are gained by doing any action is not permanent. Once it will pops up, stay for a length of time, it will fall down and it will go. It is not permanent for anybody in the world. So, vinasha shabda vachyasya cha karmanaha sambodhi vidhi sambodhi vishayanartaha sambodhi abhavataha. Yes, sambodhi vidhi is that sambodhi cannot be meditated alone. It should be done along with the karma, is only to be understood from the Sambodhi Abhavata. Condemning the Sambodhi meditation, it should be understood as along with the karma you have to do Sambodhi meditation. One more sentence. Tatha abhi vinasha akyasya karmanaha sobhavika vijnana pravritti rupasya mrityoho atidaranartatvad devada darshana karma samuchayasya purusha samskara arthasya karma phala raga pravritti rupasya sadhya sadhana eshana dvaya lakshanasya mrityoho atidarana arthatvam, which is a long sentence, which we'll be discussing in the next class. Okay? Very good meaning. Om Swasti Prajabhyat Paripalayandam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Gobrahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshadu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasya Shadini Deshoyam Choparahitaha Brahmana Santu Nirpayaha Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Namaste Neeraji.